Hello, good yo-yo people. I'm Nate, and this is Let's Talk Yo-Yo. Today I am reviewing the SK collaboration yo-yo by One Drop Yo-Yos and SF Yo-Yos. This is my review of the SK. This is the in the hand section. What does it actually feel like in the hand before I throw it? Because that matters. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You'll find the full specs of this yo-yo in the description box, and everything about One Drop Yo-Yos as well as SF Yo-Yos, and everything about myself and my sponsors. So check that out. I've reviewed every single thing that SF has put out, including their last collaboration between Co. And I've reviewed a number of One Drop Yo-Yos. I've always been a big fan of One Drop, and I'm a huge fan of SF. I really feel like for both companies, it was destined to put out a collaboration yo-yo. And so this we have here is the SK. All right, so good collaboration yo-yos, I feel like, bring the best of both companies and best of both perspectives into one yo-yo. And I think right off the bat, the SK did exactly that. One Drop Yo-Yos is consistently putting out amazing yo-yos with high-end, good quality machining, and a lot of their newer yo-yos are in the affordable price range, under that $50 range. So the SK is no different. Machined by One Drop, co-designed by both of them. Right off the bat, it kind of reminds me, I don't have the one yo-yo here, but it reminds me a little bit of the SF, the original yo-yo of theirs. It's roughly the same diameter, almost exactly. It's it's a little bit wider, but not too much wider, and it's got a similar V shape on the gap here, where it's a little bit different, where the SF kind of just goes straight into a standard V, kind of no nonsense. There's a little bit of a lip here on a wall, kind of reducing some of the string drag there. It's a little bit more of a beefy rim feel than the SF does. The other one it reminds me of is the One Drop Vanguard, just a little bit in the profile, especially in the cups. It reminds me quite a bit of that, just from looks more than anything. I don't have one of those near me, but I feel like if it was a blend of maybe two of their yo-yos, I feel like it might be a little bit of each of those. Not sure. That's part of the enigma of SF yo-yos, particularly, is that they just they make good yo-yos, but you're not sure really the process that goes behind it, and so there's a little bit of that in there. And so One Drop sort of adopted that philosophy in helping them produce the SK. There's a ridiculous amount of squirrels in my backyard right now, and I feel like I might get ambushed here at some point. Finish on this is a bead blast finish, really nice, silky smooth, very standard to what you see on SF yo-yos. Not so much standard on what you see on the majority of One Drop yo-yos, so that's kind of nice. The finish is a little bit slicker than the Pure Matte, and it's going to be a little bit better for grinds. There's not much I really can complain about. The design of this is very straightforward. It's a nice large profile, fairly comfortable in the hand. Feels like it has a lot of rim weight. The weight is right about where I like my yo-yos, not too heavy, not too light. What I really like also about the finger spin cups here is that it's not necessarily like a dimple like you see on a lot. I feel like you're going to have a little bit more control actually with this, especially if you're into finger spin tricks where you're popping it in from maybe one finger to another or into other maneuvers. It has a little bit more surface area, where it also just isn't like, it doesn't necessarily feel like it might be a handicap or a gimmick. And so I kind of like that, where it's intentionally, yes, finger spin ready, but it's not a gimmick. It's not like, oh, you buy this yo-yo just to finger spin with. So I do feel like it's a really good marriage between the two companies, and I think they did a really good job. And come on, the price range, this might be one of those yo-yos to beat as far as a metal at a high-end metal yo-yo that's $44. I mean, come on. That's crazy good price. So, all right, let's go ahead and actually play with it and see what it plays like on the string. Welcome back to the on the string section with the SK. That honestly, I could try to figure out what that means and what that might stand for, if it's an acronym or something. I don't really care. That's kind of my philosophy about even SF yo-yos, or about any yo-yos. I'm like, it kind of makes you think, okay, well, does it really matter? I don't think it does. What matters is that they put out good yo-yos. Does it matter that you have to know exactly who runs the company? I don't know if it does. And I think SF yo-yos is kind of proving that. Now, I do think it's important to have somebody behind the brand that's you can trust, but if you keep putting out consistent work, you can trust that. So let's talk about on the string here. Right away, it's just smooth. You can tell it has power, and it has just, I don't know, it kind of has that feel that it doesn't feel like a budget metal yo-yo. It has a quality feel that it's just nice. It's not super floaty. It's not super heavy. It has a lot of that feel, even though it's V-shaped, it has a feel on the string that a lot of H-shaped does because of that really nice beefy rims, really nice and stable. That shape and profile is going to be really good for people that throw a lot of horizontal tricks. I feel like this yo-yo really just hits a lot of those boxes for a competition yo-yo, and maybe even a yo-yo that you want to pick up that you're not going to break the bank on, that you don't have to worry about, you know, dinging up quite a bit. On grinds, it's got that SF quality, if you're familiar with that. Just, it feels like a general bead blast, just really nice. And the profile on this is really going to be good for that too. Really test how stable it is. I talked about in the hand that I really appreciate the design feature on the finger spin hub, that it doesn't feel gimmicky to me. I feel like some finger spin yo-yos now, it's like, if I wanted to, I don't know, if I wanted to buy a yo-yo that was just for finger spins, it seems kind of silly to me. Let's throw a trick here. I like that trick a lot. It's rather simple, just kind of flows really nice, and I feel like this yo-yo is just that. If you've played yo-yo for long enough, you kind of know there are just yo-yos that have the it factor, and I feel like this has quite a bit of the it factor, where it's just smooth. And I think that's one of the things it has going for it, is it has a great stability, it has a great smoothness, and it just plays good. That's my final opinion of the SK collaboration yo-yo by One Drop and SF yo-yos. And as usual, good day and good yo-yo.